All right. I'm going to eat a yogurt and talk. I just got out of the shower. My hair's still wet. I only have been blow drying like the top and the front of my hair because my bangs are just... I'm at that stage of having bangs that I hate them. Fucking hate them and I want them out of my life forever and ever. Kind of a theme in my life currently. So the bangs are also in that category. Loved them at first. Now they're just like... Okay. Greek yogurt in Europe. It's so much better. I don't know what it is, but I can't get enough. I'm obsessed with it. And we have this brand in the US. I mean, whatever it is, Okios or whatever. But it is so much better here. Everything is so much better here. That's not true. So I feel like there is like this.
Hello.
Hey.
Do the black menu with the...
Yeah, it's all fixed.
It works?
Yeah, it works. I made coffee. Thank you. That was one of the construction people, so had to get the stove fixed today. The gas line, so again, that's what I mean. I don't want to like overly glamorize Europe or even Portugal as a whole, but like, God, there's so many things about it that are just night and day different in a good way. Greek yogurt, one of them. It's been like at least 3 or 4 days. I think part of me is happy about that. It's good that it's been a little stretch because I think I'm figuring out my routine and I have a little bit more stability, I guess. So that part's good. I had a whole full work week. So it's actually just after 1 week. So today's Saturday. Thursday was my 1 week mark here. And then this last week I had a full traditional work week. So Monday through Friday, working, having client calls, having deliverables to get to clients, having contact with my assistant, the rest of the people that are helping me on my team, having to be present. I had a couple meetings this week at like 9 o'clock at night because of the time difference. And that's, kind of sucks. But I also have my whole morning. I don't usually start taking calls until like 1 in the afternoon. So it's just like adjustment. But I think because of that, that's like partially why I haven't really been recording, because if I'm on a call until 9:30, I'm not done working until 10 o'clock. And then I'm just done over the day. So I'm working on my schedule to make sure that I'm going to stop calls at like 7. Ideal like in the future. It's probably not realistic right this moment, but I did have a really exciting professional thing happen this week. I did some outreach when I first, like even before I came to Portugal, but then also when I was in Lisbon for the first part of my stretch, and I reached out to a bunch of co-working communities and just basically positioned myself as I could maybe trade. So some of these co-working spaces, I mean, they're incredible. Many of them have multiple locations around Lisbon because it's such a like nomadic city. So many people come from all over the world, not just the US, although I'm pretty sure there's about to be a whole fucking bunch of Americans. But regardless, their cost to have access to a co-working space, €300 a month, is like a standard. That's like a very normal cost. So when I'm like looking at my budget and like I'm again, shoestring budget, very weird position I'm in. Weird's not even the right word. Just I'm learning how to be resourceful. I'm learning how to be conscious of my budget, of my money, of my finances. I don't want to be, I will not be in a situation internationally where I can't provide for myself. So that means I have to be creative. So anyway, with my creativity, I reached out to a handful of these co-working, co-living places and basically positioned like, hey, if you need like an in-house community manager, you're hosting events, you have like an online space, you have a podcast, you want to start a podcast, whatever. Like here's my resume, here's my experience, here's my team that supports me, here's everything I have. What do you think about maybe we exchange so I could have like access to these co-working spaces, and I could potentially, I even positioned a handful of them as like access to like a living arrangement, because some of them are co-living. So you have like apartments and then also like downstairs, like a main co-working space. Some of them, there's one, I think I actually talked about this one that I'm just obsessed with that I still haven't heard back from. So, if you see this, I'm available. But neither here nor there, because I had a call. So one of them reached out to me. It's incredible. The man I got on a call with was so awesome and so friendly and nice, from the UK. I felt like a grandma when I was like 36 years old and this person is in their 20s. But like, hell yeah, because very successful company, just had a big acquisition, took over like another co-working community based in Lisbon. They just got funding, so they have an investor. Their goal is to move from their now 3 locations in Lisbon to like an international model, so having potentially their next space in London. And he was so transparent about like, hey, I got this role in August. I don't have experience doing this, and your experience would really fit this. And he asked me about just like my long-term goals with my own business, just my life in general. And I was very like, yo, I want a visa. So whatever that looks like, I'm open to. If there is some sort of position or role that could give me a visa here and I could make that transition faster or smoother, or I could stay here long term. I have to go back to Chicago in March. I have clients booked at the salon. So I have, and I'm like dog sitting. So like and not only do I have to, I want to go back, kind of regroup, reset, tie up any loose ends. I have my ring, my dad's ring. Shout out to Stanley Brown Jewelers in Lincoln Square in Chicago. I want to go pick up my ring. I tried to pick it up before, this is such a tangent, but I tried to pick it up before I left and it wasn't finished. And so even that to me was kind of this like, okay, you're coming back here at least once. I mean, obviously it could be shipped, but I would really not feel super comfortable with that. So anyway, going back in March for a couple weeks, at least 2-3 weeks. But then if there was an opportunity for me to come back here and just be here, I'm in. I really just feel so detached from wanting to be in the US. I get anxiety thinking about American news. I just feel like I'm so detached from that life. It feels like worlds ago. Wild, just so bizarre how that happens. So anyway, that call was just incredible. I'm a big one for this or something better. So even if for whatever reason, if that does not become the path and there's a different path, I do love my business. I feel like my business is on the precipice, but I also feel like maybe it was a bridge. Maybe it helped me transition from being a hairstylist into ultimately my like long-term career around community building, community growth, community management, community support. And then also just my personal goals around like being a woman and an entrepreneur and having this like kind of multifaceted personality that like I can fucking hustle. I can build, I can grind, I can problem solve. I have these very masculine strengths. I feel like that part of me has been built up and tried and tested for the last 36 years in different capacities. Overall, around my life, I don't really feel like I've had a lot of like softness or play or even creativity. Like my creativity is always overshadowed by my strength and by my ability and my competence and by my skills, attention to detail and perfectionism, and by all these more masculine strengths of mine, which are great. They have gotten me here. They allow me to come and problem solve and figure out how to move myself from a situation I don't want into a situation that's better. And I've done that like over and over and over. I'm exhausted. I don't want to do that anymore. I would love to be in a position where I get to have more fun. I get to have more flow. I get to be softer. Honestly, I do think even this recording like this is such a stretch for me, but into this part of me that's more creative and feminine. So I want that to be more. Eating and doing this is not ideal. More of my like dominant personality trait. I want to be in my feminine for the next 36 years of my life. And being that I'm single, there are sometimes requirements of getting shit done, and that's okay. But how do I take care of what I need, get my business to where it needs to be, my career to where it needs to be, whatever. And then how do I like, okay, and now I'm back into my feminine. Like get it done, back into my feminine. Get it done, back into my feminine. Like that polarity is, I'm pretty sure, this next experience in my life. So I am very open to whatever that looks like professionally. If someone has a role I could fill that allows me to use my strength in ways to support the growth of the company overall. Use my entrepreneurial experience, use my gifts, use all my problem solving that I've put into action for the last 5 years. I've got great wisdom and depth around community. I do know how to do really big things, and I have done them, and I have receipts. I can do it. I struggle with the financial aspect of entrepreneurship. I struggle with the balance of work and play. There's other areas that I would like to now cultivate. If there's something or somebody that can solve some of those other challenges for me that allow me to focus on some of the other areas of my own development that I want to lean into, okay, all right, I'm listening. I think that sounds like something I'm curious about. So yeah, I was really stoked to have that call and to put my mind into, okay, you want to live in Portugal. And I think Lisbon, truthfully. I think I love being here. Lagos is so cute. I would live in Lagos. I think it's got like enough of the city. I would maybe want to live there with a partner in the future or even a family in the future. But Lisbon, I think, is for me for the next stretch. So anyway, it was exciting. It is exciting. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I have just had a lot of time to think, a lot of time to be by myself. I had a call with one of my besties and she said something that totally triggered me, but she was very right. And I hate that and I love it all at the same time. And she was like, you just don't know how to be alone. It was so like, I've been alone. I'm so alone. I'm alone all the time. I'm alone all the time. What does that mean? I feel so alone all the time. How could I possibly not know how to be alone? I like traveled in a van alone. I'm here alone. I don't have communication with my family. I have navigated my business alone. Now I have support, but but romantically, I don't know how to be alone. I do not know how to be alone. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I have jumped from relationship to relationship my whole adult life. And I recognize that. And I wish I would have recognized that in my 20s. I wish I would have recognized that right after my divorce. I was single, but I was still like attaching to like situationship after situationship. And I have now just done the same thing. Got myself wrapped up. I was like, oh, how did this happen to me? I wasn't even ready. I just went on a casual coffee date. And it's like, no, bitch, no, this is your pattern. This is what you do. You put yourself back into a situation because you don't know how to be alone. You don't. And fucking learn this. I'm 36. I don't want to be alone. I want a partner. And that's why I think in my mind I've justified it because like I don't have time. I don't have time to be alone. I want to have a family. If this guy's not it, like keep it moving. There's a line. That probably sounds awful. I'll probably cringe watching that back. I have never had a problem securing relationships. Clearly, jumped from one to the next, but they're not the right relationships. They have no foundation. And that sucks. That sucks. That sucks. And it's because I am not building the foundation for myself. And this time I'm trying. This time I am like fucking trying and I hate it. And I don't want it. And I wish I could just jump right back into something else that would solve all my problems short term. And I'm not. I'm really trying to just be. And I think even this, like I'm literally in this very rural community. I know nobody. I'm not going out. I haven't gotten a rental car yet. I think that is on the list for this weekend. Just so I can even just by myself go drive around and see like all the beautiful beaches and all the beautiful areas that I can't just like walk to. But I do think my reason for going from Lisbon here, it wasn't conscious, but I think, God, universe, source, whatever, was like, maybe let's put you with a single mom in the middle of nowhere for a little bit so that you can just get this under your belt. Because I think in Lisbon, again, it would have been really fast and quick and easy to create a circle of friends. And then ultimately that brings in boys, and boys are always attracted to me externally. There's always a like, oh, you look fun. Let's do this. These situationships just, ugh. And this last one, I don't even want to talk about it because it like, yeah. I hate it. I hate it. It has put me in a loop that I keep trying to like get myself out of and get myself out of and get myself out of. And then it like And then I'm like, no, 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 no. And then it just, I do not even understand. It blows my mind how much emotion it's brought up on me because this is a stranger. This is a stranger. This constant pattern of attaching myself to somebody because I'm terrified of standing on my own 2 feet. Even though externally, like, it looks like I'm not. I'm here, I'm doing all these big things that like a lot of people couldn't do. I will say this time I am so proud of myself. I am so proud of myself because I have not had sex in an amount of time that I am not willing to disclose. That has been something I have kept off the table, which is just as a 36-year-old, like finally seeing the value that my sexuality brings and not just giving it away and not just like using that part of myself to, I don't know, I guess I don't know exactly what I used it for in the past. I guess fill a void. I would use that as connection. It's like filling a void of connection. This time, nope. Nope. And that's kind of like embarrassing to say that. I don't love that about myself. I don't love that this is kind of the first time in my adult life. I don't know how to phrase that, gave that away. But I am not. I have not. And I'm proud of that. So anyway, the whole point of this rant, I guess, is just that I'm in this space now where I'm really trying to figure out what it is about being on my own that I'm so afraid of. And I think part of it is this concept of always having to think for myself and do things for myself and support myself financially, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. I don't have someone to be like, hey, let's go take a bike ride. Let's go spend some time outside. Let's go cook a dinner together. I don't have somebody who's like fueling that for me. I have to source it for myself, and that is hard, and it is hard to admit that that's hard. And yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with acknowledging that there is just a part of me that absolutely hates this, that just wants to be in a relationship so badly. And that part of me is not in control right now because that part of me has put us through very toxic relationships that then hurt really bad. And that part of me has great intentions and is so romantic and so optimistic. I looked this up. There's a phrase called limerence. It's kind of a new concept to me, but this last situationship has, like I said, it just like threw me in a spiral because in every single way this person is what I've always wanted. And it's such a reflection of me. It's wild because I do believe that we go through life reflecting things. And I do feel this person reflects all of my maybe positive and negative attributes, like every single one of them. It's almost like deja vu. It feels just like, what is happening? Who are you? And why are you here? And why am I here? And why is this so intense? And we have literally had 2 dates. I watched this TikTok that I sent to one of my best friends, and her sister is like a relationship expert, even though she would never claim that to be true for herself. I'm going to claim it for her. She and I had big conversations around my ex long-term relationship and just like my dating patterns and things I'm learning and figuring out so that I don't repeat the same things. And then this situationship, the number of times that she's been like, no, Lynzie, no, like, look at this, look at that, look at this, look at that. It's wild because the reason I think I'm so attracted to it and it's been so hard for me is because it is me. It's like literally the intensity is me. I have such an intensity and this person really also has that intensity. And I have such a drive. This person has such a drive. I have the capability. I know it doesn't currently reflect in my life right now, although again, I hate even saying that because my life is actually pretty awesome. There's like this tiny part of financial insecurity that I feel. I have everything I need. Money is such a weird concept, but there have been times in my life where I have had an abundance of financial support of my own fucking money. So again, I see this reflected in this person who has the resources to be able to make big moves, which I have had that always up until a few years ago. I see like everything in this other person. And it's like, okay, but like, why can't you see that in yourself? And why do you have to have this fixation? There is one major thing about this person that does not align with me. And yet that little girl in me is like, yeah, but maybe, like maybe they'll change their mind. Maybe you'll change your mind. Maybe there's still an open door. Over the last couple of days, I've been like, oh my God, this person's coming back. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it. And it's like, do you want that? Can you take a minute and pause and actually think about that? Do you want that? Because that person could come back in, and unless they have changed, what do you do with that? What do you do with that? If this person comes back into your life tomorrow, promises you the world, and yet still does not align with you, that has been the problem from the beginning that you've observed, you've recognized, and now tried to talk yourself out of, not just once, but twice, what are you going to do with that? Why would you want that? It's like this internal frustration I'm having where I'm just like, girl, stop it. Like, it's this lack. It's so much lack. I'm so insecure that there's not going to be another person for me that matches everything the way this person did. And also, that is not something I want to convince somebody around, like something I want somebody to meet me on from the initiation of the dynamic. I don't want that to be something that we climb uphill around ever in any way. And I also don't want to doubt that person's sincerity. So anyway, I'm working on it. It's hard. This is hard. I'm trying to get better at taking the time to really sit in this stuff and listening to my close friends who do love me, who do have my best interests at heart. My friend who triggered me the other night, one of my very best friends, like, she's a good fucking friend. And she is not the kind of person that would say this stuff to me to hurt me or to make me feel bad about myself or to nothing. No, if anything, it's the opposite. It's to help me. It's to help me realize these things that I am really, really working on, but sometimes blinded to. And so again, even in the moment, I was like, I hate this. I'm so mad. Blah, blah, blah. Not like even at her, kind of at myself. I don't even know, but it just felt so heavy. And I went to bed feeling so sad. And then sure enough, I was like, oh my God, she's right. And she knows who she is. And I guarantee you, she's already watched this and laughed. Yeah, so doing it, working on it. Today I'm going to go out to the beach, to the cliffs, take a walk back, spend some time with myself, take myself on my artist date. Week 1 of the artist way. Okay, I gotta go. I'm going to do this again. I'm going to try to get back on this and be more regular with it because I do think that this is really beneficial and helpful, even just for myself. So.